What's up, guys? It's Garage Goons. I'm your boy Tyler, and you're watching the most trash show on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. And you saw the title, so let's get right into it. Recently, one of my students asked me, "Hey, what do you think about Hayabusa gloves, like in general?" And I said, it kind of depends on the model. They're like a lot of other brands where they have levels to how much money you spend versus like their mid tier, their beginner tier, their top tier, whatever. And I told them, like, listen, if you like the look of them, if you like the feel of them, if you've tried them out, if you've hit a bag with them, there's a fight shop I can recommend, and they let you hit the bag, so you know what you're getting out of the box at least. um, it's a fine brand, but as far as money, materials used, where it's made, how it's made, stuff like that, I always feel like Hayabusa falls short of the mark, and I feel like you can get better value with other brands. And I I just think that there's better stuff out there. Just a little bit about Hayabusa. They were founded in 2006. They're a Canadian brand, and they are marketing machines. These guys pump so much dollars, so much of their resources into marketing and advertising that you'll see guys in the YouTube space like Sensei Seth. If you watch his channel, he's always talking about his Hayabusa gear. They have Mayweather gloves, which I've never seen Floyd Mayweather talk about or endorse or wear personally. They just have his name on some gloves. They have gloves that have Star Wars and Marvel and whatever, all kinds of different prints on there and different designs and stuff like that. But to me, Hayabusa is the classic sign of that old saying, you either die the hero or live long enough to become the villain. And I think they have become the villain over the last 5-6 years, to be honest. I feel like their pricing has gone up and up and up. And, some of that I'm sure is due to the economy. But when you consider like 90% of their gloves, if not more, are made in China, and most of their gloves are not leather. You can buy, they have models that are made out of leather, but most of them are microfiber or faux leather, PU leather, whatever you want to call it, fake leather that's made out of synthetic, which is like a plastic based material. You can just get better bang for your buck. I mean, the money you spend on Hayabusa, a lot of that is name, you know what I mean? And I'm specifically talking about their fight gear as far as shin guards and gloves, okay? They still make a really great gi. They still make really great shorts and rash guards, and they have cool t-shirts, I'm sure, and all kinds of other stuff. I'm sure they have knuckle guards that I haven't looked into. But when it comes to Hayabusa, you're paying a lot of money, and a lot of it has gone into, I'm sure, getting their money back for the advertising dollars they constantly are spending, getting influencers and athletes and all this stuff to endorse their brand. But that's what I feel they're prioritizing their money on. It's not R&D. It's not making a better glove. Even the new glove they came out with, the T3D. It's a cool idea, right? They 3D print this honeycomb polymer based foam, and they stuff it into the glove. Nobody else is doing it. It's almost like the purple mattress gel grid kind of idea to it, if you will. And it's a cool idea, right? But if you look at that glove, A, it's not made out of leather, it's made out of synthetics. B, it is $350 or $349 if you go on their website. I'm sure they run sales. They're like all the other big brands in the MMA, Muay Thai fight world, right? But the retail price, the stock retail price for those gloves are like usually $349 and up. You know what I mean? For the T3Ds. And those gloves, even if you look at them, they have a window, like literally an exposed part that's cut open so you can see the 3D grid, which I think is cool. But to me, that is 100% form over function. If you're going to use a glove for sparring, you don't want to have any part of that glove to be like, have like an open, rigid surface on there that you could scrape or cut somebody with or hurt somebody. You don't want that. You want a nice, soft glove that's not going to kill your sparring partners and definitely not cause them to have abrasions or potentially, mess with their eyes if they get caught a certain way. The Velcro burn on Velcro gloves is bad enough, but it's $349, guys. And even if you look at some of their lower tier stuff, it's all microfiber. And I went on their website today, and this was like, and I was like, I was looking for something to be like happy about. And not every single glove, but I would say about 75% of the gloves on their site had this warning, this like California warning, where it says, hey, just so you know, there are chemicals and materials used in this that have been found to potentially cause cancer. Okay. And I mean, they're making these, teenagers and kids are wearing these gloves. Guys are sparring and sweating and, getting whatever is in your glove. I mean, how if you box or if you do Muay Thai or if you do MMA, you know how much you sweat. And when your pores open and all that stuff, your mouth is open, you're breathing heavy, whatever's in your glove, that's going to, I mean, it's inevitable that some of that is going to transfer to your body, right? Like that's not a good thing. You don't want to have something that's cancerous that you're using actively, working out in, God knows how many times a week, in 75% of their gloves. I just think a lot of Hayabusa stuff nowadays is gimmicky. Like I think a lot of it is looks and form over function. Like I think Hayabusa, when they started and when I got let me back up, give you some of my credentials. I'm a Muay Thai coach. I've had 2 amateur MMA matches. I've done a Muay Thai match, 2 Muay Thai matches, a bunch of smoker kickboxing matches, and a boxing match. So, and I coach at my MMA gym. I'm the lead striking coach there at Kraken. So, at Kraken MMA in Moore Park, which is about 10 miles from my house, and I have like probably over 20 years experience. I'm 35. Doing some form of martial arts, whether it's been Taekwondo, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, American wrestling, boxing, you name it. I've done it, and most likely I've also competed in it. Okay, so not Jiu-Jitsu, or wrestling, but the other ones. I've just trained the other stuff. So I've used so many gloves over the years, guys, and if you just look at the materials, a lot of their stuff that's like around the $100 mark uses EVA foam, which is just basically not EVA, IMF foam, injected molded foam, which is the cheapest, kind of most flawed foam. It's the easiest to produce because it starts out as liquid and then they blow it into the glove and it gets hard. So they have like just stock molds that they blow into these gloves, or they work into the gloves, and it's definitely not the best foam. And it's just like, I was looking at their S4 glove, which is like their mid-range glove, and I think that one's like $70 or something like that. And it's IMF foam. It's not real leather. There's just so much out there. I feel like Hayabusa focuses again on form over function. And I think that they prey on people who don't know fighting. They prey on people who are just getting into the sport, who are like, I don't know like what's good and what's not, but I know that these Hayabusas right here have, fucking Spider-Man on them. And I like Spider-Man. I like Star Wars. I think this cool, the 3D whatever printed stuff seems like a really good technology, and the gloves are all fancy and have cool colorways. But like at the end of the day, I think to me, I want Obviously, I want my shit to look cool. If the glove is ugly as hell, I'm probably not gonna buy it. But if it's the comfort, quality, performance, those are all the things that you gotta value first in fighting. Looking cool is you can. Hey, listen, you know what makes you look cool? Winning your fights, not getting injured during training because you have junk material, bad quality fight gear that you're using. And even the shin guards that I've used from Hayabusa, the adult shin guards, I don't like the way that they wrap around. They're kind of like this big flimsy pillowy padding. There's no like rigidity to it. It's all kind of mushy. You can kind of bend it and mold it whatever way you want. Whereas like my Venom shin guards, my Elite Evos, they have like a rigidity to them. I couldn't bend them in half. I might break them if I tried. You know what I mean? Like they have like they have a form and a shape to them. They're not just like these things that you have to like cinch down and strap on. And even the wrist lock technology in the Hayabusa gloves, it covers this part of your wrist. There's a strap going this way and there's a strap going over that. And the T3, which is, if you don't know, the T3 is their highest model glove. Like that's their flagship glove. If you go on their website, the T3 and the T3D, which is that 3D printed molded one I was telling you about, are the two gloves that they put all over their website and their page, and those are the most popular ones that I feel like people go to, and then the most expensive ones. They're anywhere from $200 to $350, and if you're gonna spend $350 or even $200, like here's an example. And I just did a video on these. My MK1 Selects, okay? This is real wrist support right here. This half moon shape that comes up, that's real wrist support. If you lock your hand in and it's all locked in down here, but you can still do all this, then what kind of wrist support is that? That's not real wrist support. That's just your glove not slipping, I guess, up or off. It's cinched onto your arm, which I guess is a form of wrist support, but ultimately the goal of wrist support is not spraining your wrist when you throw punches, okay? And just to give you an idea, these are genuine grain leather, okay? And they are made in Pakistan, so not made in China like Hayabusa. And, they're $150, so they're less money than the T3s, okay? And they have decent wrist support, and if you're maybe that's a little bit pricey for you, these gloves, by fighting, these are the best over the knuckle protection money can buy, if you ask me. Multiple layered foam, not IMF foam, not injected molded foam. They put multiple layers of foam in here, okay? Really great wrist support in these. These come way down my arm, okay? And it's hard to push back. I can't really push it back further than that. I can move it forward for a good tie plumb, but I can't push it back, so I'm not going to sprain my wrist this way or that way, whatever. And these go for $100, okay? You even get some padding on the palm, so when you block shots, it's not just your palm just absorbing the blow. $100, okay? Good wrist support. And if you're looking at the T3Ds or whatever, the regular T3s or the leather T3s they have, Hit and Move, $250. They go on sale all the time. I think they're like $225 right now, okay? These are probably my most protective glove. One of my favorites all time. Just absolute. Here you go. You get the genuine grain leather stamp right there. I think also these ones, it's harder to see because they're black, but there's a blue genuine grain leather stamp there. There's so many options out there, guys. Don't get paralysis by analysis. Go to your local fight shop, talk to your coach, talk to fellow fighters that have experience, and, see what feels good to you. That's ultimately what's going to make you train the best. But don't just go off of looks. Who cares how cool it looks on your shelf if you put it on your hand and the second you start using it, it's like it doesn't perform the way you need it to. It's not made with quality materials. It's made out of something that's not going to wick sweat away like a PU leather. Real leather is porous. It's a skin. So it's going to wick sweat away better. It's going to breathe better, right? So at the end of the day, if you like Hayabusa, there's nothing wrong with the brand. I personally train with dudes, high level dudes that swear by and love Hayabusa. But to me, when they started out, you know, when I was getting into MMA in like 2009 and all that stuff, it was really exciting because they had affordable stuff, high quality stuff, and they were really innovating. But they haven't, I feel like the stuff that they've been doing is just because they're like, oh, here's another SKU we can add to our website. Here's another you know, version of something we already have that we don't need. But hey, we put this cool picture on it. We make this cool print. We make this cool looking design, and nothing else changes. And you know, we're just going to charge you a lot more money. If you're going to spend $350 on a glove, dude, look at when you could probably find some winnings for $350 if you go hunting. You know what I mean? You could definitely get some Clito Reyes. You could definitely get some hit moves. You could definitely get some flies. You could definitely get you know, some phenoms, some really good boxing gloves. And as far as the shin guards, that's a personal thing. Some people love them. Some people love that soft, squishy, wraparound, you know, kind of, you know, malleable style shin guard. I like the rigid, already shaped that bites onto your calf and your shin guards. So that's a personal thing, but you're also paying a lot more for the name. There's so many good brands out there that are even for value, you know, like Valley Sport and Fighting, and you know, there's just so many good brands out there that are coming up out of the woodwork. RDX, Sanibel on the super budget end that makes good products for what you pay for, and they're not trying to fucking sell you with marketing jargon or paying a bunch of athletes and YouTubers and pro boxers that are just looking to cash checks to try to get you to buy them. Okay, like it's just. To me, it's just one. It's a little bit of one of those things where a lot of people like to be swagged out. They come in the gym. It's a look, bro. It's definitely a vibe. It's definitely a look when guys come in their Hayabusa head to toe. They got the Hayabusa gloves. They got the Hayabusa shin guards. They got the Hayabusa shorts, whatever. It's a look, bro. I've seen that with Fairtex too. You know, people all swagged out in all Fairtex gear. People swagged out in all, you know, Twins gear or, you know, whatever. But you know, at the end of the day, I don't care. I'll wear my hit move gloves, my Venom shin guards, some Anthem Muay Thai shorts, and you know, my Gladiator guards, mouth guard. Like I don't care about. I just want to feel good when I'm fighting. I don't care about how I look. I'm gonna look way cooler. Performing better than I do all swagged out and all like looking like I'm fighting for Team Hayabusa or Team whatever, and you know, and the shit just doesn't work for me. You know what I mean? So to me, it again, don't let me discourage you from buying it, but for my personal opinion, I never recommend Hayabusa to my students because I know this that the bang for the buck is not there. It's a look, and also. Lastly, again, this goes back to form over function. They're T3 gloves. If you look at the back of them, it is a design, it is a look for sure, but it's like four pieces, like welted seams sewn together. It's not one smooth glove. So if you hit somebody with the back of a Hayabusa T3 and all of those points where they sew it together and thread it together, scrape your face, bro, you're going to get marked up. You know what I mean? And I just feel like they just really need to go back to the drawing board because I know they can make great products. They have made great products. They still make some great products. But I think overall, they know, hey, we're the cool kid on the block. We're the cool brand. We're what all the people that don't really know fighting like that are going to reach for because we have all of the copyrights to Disney and Marvel and this and that and the other. So people are just going to buy them based off the look, you know, and assume that they're good. Oh, it's a lot of money, so it must be good. That's not always the case, man. If it's made in China and some of this shit's causing people cancer and, you know, it's just like the design wise, it's not the greatest for your sparring partners and so on and so forth. To me, I think that, you know, there's a lot of better options out there. You know, there's a lot of brands like Hit Move that are innovating. Rival with their strap system where it pulls down the strap from up here so your whole wrist is getting supported on the bottom side and on the back. You know, things like that. That's like some real innovative shit. You know what I mean? Like those are people that are actually trying to change things. You know, the top 10 headgear, and even the headgear that Sentry's making now, and the headgear that Hit Move with that new really slim, cool design that they're using. To me, Hayabusa's not innovating to innovate. They're just mixing shit around and saying, "Oh, that sounds cool." You know what I mean? So to me, there's a million brands out there that you could go with, but to me, if you're new to the game and you're looking at different things, you're probably seeing Venom, you're probably seeing Hayabusa in your fight shop, and you're trying to get into Muay Thai, MMA, whatever. And those are the two big boy brands that it's impossible not to run into them. To me, there's some other options. If you just do a little bit more research, if you try some stuff out, I think you'll be way more happy with them. And even if you want to be swagged, one uniform, one brand, head to toe, I still think that Venom's a better option. I still think that Super Rare is a better option for that. I think that on the budget end, Valley Sport, RDX, and Sanibel is better for that, honestly. So at the end of the day, it's up to you, man. What do you prioritize? But for me, as a fighter, I'm always prioritizing function over form, and who is really trying to protect me and who's trying to give me bang for my buck, the most value for what I'm paying for. I don't want to be blinded by all of this marketing jargon and all of these prints and all of these, copyright shit that they have going on, where they have access to certain TV shows and fighters and whatever. I don't care about any of that shit. Is the glove good? Is it bad? Are the shin guards good? Are they bad? Am I spending money and getting quality stuff, or am I spending money and just getting something that looks cool? I don't give a shit. Fighting is not fashion, homie. Like fighting is protecting yourself, hitting and moving, hit and not get hit. At the end of the day, that's what fighting is. You know what I mean? So to me, I'm just not a big Hayabusa guy. But let me know. Maybe I'm tripping. If you guys think my opinion on this is ass or way off base, let me know in the comments. But go on their website, do your research, check out that cancer shit. Go ahead and look it up for yourself. I'm not making this stuff up. Look at the prices. I'm not making that up. Look at some other brands. Compare the two. Watch some glove reviewers. Watch some of my reviews. Watch some of C Squared. Watch some of, Combat Corporation. See what those guys are saying. But to me, I'm just not a big Hayabusa guy. But thank you for watching Garage Goons. That's pretty much it. Like, comment, subscribe. Ring the notification bell. Tell your homies, tell your friends. This is the most trash show on YouTube, and we are out of this bitch.